Question everything, for the truth shall not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, I'll leave you with this though today. Because, when you look at the immigrant crisis for us, when it comes to dealing with us as Aboriginal Negroes and our communities being pretty much given away to them, remember, this ain't about hatred, guys. We are the most hated in the United States and as melanated people in the world by our counterparts. That's just what it is. We're not trying to match them with the hatred that everyone has for us. That's not our goal. We don't want to hate no one. We don't want to be hated. That's our goal. To come off the federal census for ethnic hate crimes as the number one victim of those hate crimes. We want to come out of that. We don't want to be the ones that's hated the most, nor do we want to see anyone else hated. It's not the fault of the immigrants coming in looking for a better life. It's not their fault. It's the basis of how it's being done. We're not asking for anything other than justice when it comes to our people, for our Holocaust and our genocides and our massacres that our bloodlines have to survive under the United States government, the federal government, white supremacy, white militias, and white hatred against us. We asking for justice because we are owed justice. We asking for what been took from us, given back in the same form of what they have, and that's money and land. Our resources and our land has been took from us, our identity, our culture, and our heritage, our God, all been took from us. And we've been given an implant of lies, trickery, and deceit that has nothing to do with our nation and who we could be and who we are. Our identities are wrapped in colonization. Our culture is manipulated and controlled by colonizers. Our thought pattern and educational process is controlled and dominated by their opinion. Our food sources and our way to be able to feed ourselves is controlled and manipulated by them. Our medical and biology, when it comes to our system and makeup of who we are and how our organs and how our skin and how our health should be, is controlled by their narrative. We are not a nation of people under our own control and own culture. We are an oppressed people under our oppressors' children who are maintaining our suffering by not allowing us to be liberated from them. Not allowed to be given land like you see there in Palestine, in the sense of land given to Israel. Got to say that because that's an unbalanced situation and unstable situation, and we see what's going on over there. And that whole event between both parties is a terrible thing. So I got to say that like that because we don't want land that someone else is occupying where we bring them any type of grief for being there. But we do want our own land. We do want our own government. We do want our own nation to be a nation, once again, under our own control. Not manipulated by other nations' cultures, and other nations' economic and political power over us. And the only way to get there is through liberation. The only way to get there is by them acknowledging the Holocaust that they have done to our people and then giving us the reparations that they owe us in the form of money and land. And in that, we can change our outcome and our circumstances of what is going on in the United States, under United States, with our people as Aboriginal Negroes of America. That's just the reality to it. And then we can heal ourselves and build ourselves back up into a beautiful nation that they say when they first got here through Christopher Columbus journals and many other people that have mapped us out truthfully to the best of their ability before the lies came, stating how we was when they found us in the wilderness of North America. That's just that reality. And this is why we say the majority of us was already here. Shrouded and controlled by lies and manipulated trickery from the colonizers who came and invaded here, who changed the history to their narrative after they took over the lands. So we're not pushing hate. We don't want no one to hate anyone, especially not no one that's struggling to be better in this existence for their family and their livelihood. See, our problem is not the actual immigrant themselves. It's the policies that the Democratic and the Republican Party has not politically opened up the door for us to get resources for ourselves as Aboriginal Negroes of America. The Republican Party been here just as long as the Democratic Party been here. And they both been doing their play and their part in keeping our people in ghetto slums and hoods. KKK ran rampant with both of those parties around when it was coming through our communities and bringing massacres and destruction to our businesses and to our homes. Same thing with white militias. All these things been in place ever since they were set up to crush our people. That's just that reality. Way before the Tuskegee experiment, way before all the other quiet experiments that they don't even talk about, that we don't even know we under right now as we speak. But liberation to change all that. Let them keep their Emancipation Proclamation to mass incarceration. And in turn, we get liberation and freedom to be our own people again, our own nation. To have black water and be proud of it. To have Negro leagues and be proud of it. Because it's our stuff. To have our own schools and own curriculum of schools where the programs in school represent our culture of what we are building for ourselves. The thought pattern in the curriculum of what's being taught for our children in the way we think as people, as Aboriginal Negroes of our own nation and how we see ourselves. Coming together with natural energy and natural hair and natural cultural values that represent us on how we see ourselves going to the future without no colonizer influence. We need our reality. This one nation under their God being crushed with liberty and their justice that's just us for them is not working for us. It hasn't worked. It will never, ever, ever, ever work. It wasn't set up for that. That's not what United States is for. It never was set up to help the Aboriginal Negroes of America or ever give them a sturdy ground to stand on from nowhere. Not ever. It's to utilize our strengths, which is our talents and our superheroes that come out of us that can move our people in the millions and to keep the rest of us in a docile, destructive state. That's all it ever been for. Never been for our justice, freedom, or equality. Not in the past and not now. And definitely not in the future. Because they're showing you that now with the resources that they can give to the immigrants, but they won't give you reparations. This is just that reality. The thing is, we got to come to terms with it. Because see, you think your past